Hi dears, welcome back to the Delhi Sultan, the third lesson of history again. And in the last class, we were going through this architectural development under Delhi Sultans, means Muslim rule or medieval Indian history. Yes, right. In that portion, we were going through that three masjid. Is right? Yes, three masjid. One is Quwwatul Islam Masjid built by three rulers. Two among them were from Mamluk dynasty. That is the first ruler Qutbuddin Aibak and his successor or follower, his own son-in-law, daughter's husband. What was the name? Yes, it was Iltutmish. And apart from these two Mamluk dynasty rulers or emperors, namely Qutbuddin Aibak and Iltutmish, this Quwwatul Islam Masjid was finished. The building was finished or furnished, full furnished by a Khalji ruler, the most famous Khalji ruler named. Tell me the name. What is the name of this most famous Khalji ruler? Yes, Alauddin Khalji. Then apart from this masjid, there were one more masjid is also very important. That is Begum Puri Masjid. You know, yes, Begum Puri Masjid. It was made by two Tughlaq rulers. Which were they? Which were they? Yes, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. That also you know. Yes, Firoz Shah Tughlaq and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq is now known to be the most famous Tughlaq ruler. This masjid's name is Begum Puri. It is also in Delhi. Both these masjids are found in Delhi. And another masjid is also very important under Khalji rule. That is, what is the name? Mod Ki Masjid. That is also established or built in Delhi. It was made by Sikandar Lodi. Tell me the name. Sikandar Lodi. All these masjid and buildings made by the sultans, Delhi sultans, it describes the architectural development in medieval India. Architectural development means it was actually a mixture, a joining or mixing of Indo-Persian architecture. Indo-Persian architecture means mixing of Persian architecture with this cultural background of Indian culture. So these three masjids are very important. Today let us go to another area of Delhi Sultan, their administration, their rule, their controlling, their governing, what are the specialities or special features or characteristics of Delhi Sultan administration, that is Sultanic administration system. Today we can go through. Ready? Okay. This Delhi Sultans, as the name reflects, Sultan were or the emperor were final. He was the ultimate hero, ultimate or supreme supervisor. All the power, ultimately the full power were vested in the hands of this Delhi Sultans. This Delhi Sultans were supported by two categories of people. On one side there is ulama, next side there is ministers, a group of ministers, that is ministry. So this final emperor, this ultimate ruler were given support from the part of ulama as well as ministers. Ulama is an Arabic word, right? Yes, you know that under Delhi Sultanate, the official language was Persian. You may know that. Yes, this ulama is an Arabic term for teachers. Teachers means a wise person that is appointed or nominated by the sultans in the court itself. In the court itself, sultans were appointing certain wise men, certain poets, certain famous men, that is wise. They were wise. These wise people appointed by the sultans in the court is called what? Ulama. On the next side, there were nobles and high officials. In most of the cases, these ministers were coming from noble family. This noble family may be the courteous people itself, people who are the relatives of these kings or queens. Or this noble family may be coming from huge landlords or village chieftains. Yes, this was the structure of Delhi administrative system, means Delhi Sultanate administrative system. He was supported by ulamas as well as nobles or ministers. And in certain cases, under the reign, what is the meaning of reign? Reign means the rule, administration. Under the administration of certain sultanic rulers like Khaljis and Tughlaq. When I say these two names of these two dynasties, something will be coming in your mind. Who were the famous rulers among Khaljis and among Tughlaq? Can you say? Can you tell me please? Among Khalji, who was the most famous ruler? Yes, you are right. Most famous Khalji ruler was Alauddin Khilji. And who was most famous Tughlaq ruler? Yes, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Under the rule of Alauddin Khilji and Tughlaq ruler Muhammad bin Tughlaq, they were changing or deviating from the social order. You know that Delhi sultanates were keeping a peculiar type of social order, that's called the circle of administration, a social order. This social order was circle of justice. This social order was based on two factors. Can you tell me please which were the two factors upon which Delhi Sultanate were ruling over? Yes, they are number one, it is birthright. Number two, it is gender discrimination. All these two factors reveals that they were keeping an attitude of male dominant society. Male people were given all the type of dominance in the full area of the society, in the entire area of the society. And birthright means it is not a skill, it is not an derived thing, it is not a trained one. Birthright means rights or privileges upon the right of birth. When one is being born in a noble family, that members can live in their lifelong time, in their entire life expectancy time or age as a nobleman or a noble lady. Like that. These are the two factors. But please come to the point again. Under certain rulers among Tughlaq as well as among Khalji, they were appointing certain clients. Have you heard of this word clients? Yes, clients are someone who are under the control of a master. A master, a supreme master will be controlling these poor slaves. They are called clients. These certain rulers among these Tughlaq as well as Khalji dynasty, they were appointing certain slaves in the higher levels of offices. And these slaves and clients were given complete training under the supervision of this court over final emperor. So the slaves are selected according to their capacity or potential, and these slaves were given what? Well training. formal training. After the training, they will be appointed in higher post. But you know, this policy appointing the clients and slaves in higher posts brought a lot of controversy in the kingdom. Why you know? Because it is against the rule. It is opposing the rule. What rule? Opposing or challenging the social order, challenging the circle of justice followed by Delhi Sultanate based on gender discrimination and birthright, especially birthright. You know, the slaves are not at all having a noble birth. They are coming from low base level community, low caste community. It was not digestible for these ulamas or ministers or other learned men. You know, this Razia Sultana had to face a lot of challenges, not only from the part of the society or nobles. She was facing a lot of questions, a lot of question marks from the part of her own brothers. These brothers were not able to rule over a country, rule over an empire, because they were not efficient enough. That is why Razia Sultana was given this power. Yet she was facing a lot of challenge because this society was under the base of this birthright and gender discrimination. So this appointing the slaves in higher posts, slaves and clients in higher posts made a lot of controversy. These slaves are called the bandagan. Tell me, it's a new word, bandagan. And this was then the system of administration followed by Delhi Sultanate. And you know, land administration, listen very carefully, land administration was done by Mukti or Iqtadar. Mukti or Iqtadar. Iqta, what is this word? These two words are from Arabic. Yes, you know. Yes. Iqta is a small plot of land or a peculiar territory. And the ruler of this territory is called what? Mukti or Iqtadar. The owner of Ikta, the ruler of Ikta is called Iktadar or Mukti. These Muktis were performing three types of duties, responsibilities of Mukti. First one, it is leading military campaigns. What is military campaigns? Simply we can say it is conducting war. Conducting war or battle. Military campaigns as a first duty done by Mukti or Iktadar. Who is Iktadar or Mukti? The owner of a peculiar type of territory or area. Territory means area. Yes, the governors of this Ikta is called Mukti or Iktadar. They were having the duty, first of all, of leading certain military campaigns, means conducting war. Another duty performed by them was law and order. Yes, bringing law and order in their territory. Law and order means what is the duty of law and order? Yes, peace. Nowadays, it is done by whom? Police and the court. Police and court are there to bring what? Law and order in the society, in the country, in the territory. But under Mukti or Iqtadar, it was the second duty, second responsibility of the people, of the governors of Iqta, that is Mukti or Iqtadar, to bring what? Law and order or peace in the territory, in the country. Another one, it was collection of taxes. But the collection of taxes were done by local chieftains. Lo- Local chieftains means huge landlords. Huge landlords were appointed for checking whether these muktis are doing their work properly or whether they are having or doing certain malpractices or corruption. You may know what is corruption? Yes, that bribe money. Yes, illegal money, collecting illegal money. So, listen once again. Mukti or Iktada were appointed by the emperor for this administering or ruling or controlling or governing a peculiar territory. This territory is called Ikta. Ikta, and these governors are called Iktadar or Mukti. They were doing two duties mainly. First one, it is leading military campaign, and second one, it is bringing law and order. And this collection of taxes were also done by these muktis. But whether they are doing any malpractices or illegal things or bribes or corruption, they were appointing certain officials. These officials were checking whether these muktis or iktada are collecting this land revenue properly or not. They were collecting certain types of tax like house tax, then cultivation tax, etc. Cattle tax. Three types of taxes you may note down. Cattle tax, house tax, and uh, yes, cattle tax, house tax, and cultivation tax. Cultivation tax means most of the people were engaged in the occupation called cultivation or farming or agriculture, agricultural tax. Okay, got it? These village chieftains or landlords were given the power to rectify the problems or the malpractices done by this ICTA. This is the content of the ruling system or administration or governing or controlling of Delhi Sultanate. Got it? Listen once again. I am going to consolidate today's class like this. Administrate in the case of administration, emperor was the final authority, ultimate authority. There were no one to question the decisions taken by this emperor. He was supreme. This emperor was supported or assisted or helped by two sections of the people, ulamas on one side and nobles on the other side. Small territories or provinces were ruled by Iktadar or Mukti who were ruling over Ikta. Ikta means the plot of land under the control of these Muktis. They were performing two types of duties, namely, what are they? Conducting battle or leading military campaign. That means they were always in a motive of conquering neighboring lands, conquering this side some lands, conquering the next side also certain lands. So this was the first duty, conducting or leading military campaign. Second one, keeping law and order or maintaining law and order in the society, in the territory. Land collection duty was also vested with these muktis, but in this regard, in the third duty, they were supervised by certain officials appointed directly by the emperor. They were checking whether these muktis are doing any malpractices, whether they are engaged in corruption like that. And certain official posts were vested with the hands of clients and slaves, especially under two dynasties, that is Tughlaq dynasty and the Khalji dynasty. These slaves or clients were selected by the court or by the emperor, and they were given special and well training how to administer, how to rule. This is the ruling system or administration or controlling of the administrative section under Delhi Sultanate. Let me conclude my chapter today. I believe everything is clear for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Goodbye.